In the heart of the smoke, where corruption reigns and danger lurks in every shadow, dwells the ultimate playground for those daring enough to navigate its treacherous streets. Introducing Swivers, the tabletop RPG that plunges you into a world of urban heists and thrilling intrigue. Gather your crew of cunning criminals and prepare to dive headfirst into the chaos of the City of the Smoke. With Swivers, you'll navigate through its many districts, from the opulent heights of the nobles to the depths of the midden. Be well warned, in the smoke, violence is as common as the ever-present smog, and danger lurks around every corner. Swivers offers a lightweight set of rules married to a full set of tools, ensuring seamless gameplay and endless possibilities for your table. Will you outsmart the corrupt officials, evade the grasp of the ruthless gangs, and seize your fortune amidst the chaos? Back Swivers on Kickstarter now and embark on the adventure of a lifetime. Find more info in the podcast description.
Hi, welcome to some bonus content with Nox Prone that I don't have an intro for because we're completely improvising this. Today we're going to be playing We're Not Really Strangers. I don't know if you've heard of this game. It's been semi-viral on the internet over the last couple of years.
Very fun.
It's very fun. It's not a game with winners and losers. It's just a game about getting deep and getting to know each other on a personal level. So we're going to be playing this in character for our campaign 3 characters, and Cade's going to be kind of hosting these questions and kind of running this game and everything. So quick overview on how the game works. There are 3 different levels of questions. The first one is level 1, which is more about perception, like your perception of the other people. Level 2 is connection, and then level 3 is reflection. So it'll get progressively deeper as we go. We're only going to have 1 question per character before we go on to the next level, and then we'll go through all of the levels. The one thing we have to do before we get started is that the instructions that the booklet says, first you're supposed to write down your first impressions of each person. So I'm gonna say we're not gonna write it down. I just want to go round robin and kind of say what was your character's first impression, just honestly, what were their thoughts and feelings when we met each other in the game.
We've talked about doing in-person, in-character games like this before. We just think it would be fun to kind of have more of a Dungeons and Dragons game shows that we could just throw together.
I guess I'll start.
Please.
Well, sorry, that's not what I was trying to say. Okay. Okay, well, I guess I will start. Javi, when I first met you, I definitely didn't know what was going on. You did, I hate to admit it, you caused me just a little bit of pain. Just by you stomped on me, when I was waking up from my life and in death and everything. But really, I wouldn't even say that's my true first impression of you. I didn't even really know you at that point. But as soon as we started talking with each other, I could tell your eccentric energy was something that was going to be, honestly, it was quite welcome in the circumstances we were in. Waking up in death, waking up in the astral plane. Anybody was better than just sitting in a bunch of nothing. And at that point, it was just a bunch of nothing. So I was really glad to have you as opposed to being by myself. Zale, meeting you was also an interesting experience. After having the big wake-up call that I was dead, I also happened upon a crime scene, and then all of a sudden I was seeing all these new faces and these new names and everything. Similarly to how I felt when I met Javi, funny enough, I actually felt very protected and a little more safe and secure after meeting you. I mean, your character's pretty easy to see. You're somebody full of integrity and you care about people, and those people are really easy to spot. So being able to spot somebody like that in death also felt pretty significant to me. So I feel pretty lucky that I hitched my wagon to nice people when I feel like we're potentially surrounded by lots of monsters and murders and stuff. So, yeah.
Jai, I do not mean to make you upset, but my first impression was that's a big girl. That's a tall woman. But also, you showed me kindness. I didn't receive a lot of kindness for a while. I immediately knew you were big and kind. Zell.
Accurate.
Accurate.
Zell, your energy is infectious. But I definitely thought this guy needs a serious grip on reality. And that is all.
Very fair. Let's see. Oh, it was at the crime scene when I first saw both of you. At the time, I was pretty focused on my own mission, finding my son Delry. Just as you had thought maybe earlier than I that perhaps I need to start trying to come to terms with reality. I started to just barely start to think the same. But
We were wrong.
But then
I was very wrong.
luckily stumbled upon the exact information that I was hoping. You both were, I guess we were kind of looking to you for information, so you were naturally almost an authority figure upon seeing you, because you had information, you knew things. Naturally, I would want to protect those who had the information that is so critical, especially after, all of the underhanded tactics started to appear with them accusing my good friend and guide Talroth. It wasn't till after, once we had entered your memory, Chai, where I started to realize, these may not just be people who I wish to protect because it will be useful, and then also just, of course, because I don't want to see you get harmed in general. Perhaps these could be quite fine party members. Both seeing how you interacted, the kind of person you were in life, and then a defining moment for you, Harvey, was when my failure caused you harm. Yet, you responded with kindness and patience, showed me this party member is not going to turn on me on a whim just because he sees it isn't in his advantage anymore, or that I may not be useful. But no, you are dedicated, not fair weather. And that is all.
All right, canon. That's how we end all of
It
our.
has to be. That
every
is
answer
all.
the rest
That
of
is
the game,
all.
and that is all.
All right. So for this first round, I'm going to read a card. We're going to go again in a round robin fashion, and you're going to answer it. I'm just saying that because the second round is different. So this first card is centered around perception. How likely are you to go camping? How high maintenance is your camping setup?
I'm sorry. What's camping?
What?
She's staying in characters.
Oh. I understand.
I've never heard of camping. What's the concept? I don't understand.
Sleeping outside, not in a fort, in a tent.
I think you're just describing my way of living, sir. I love camping, I guess, because I guess I enjoy slumber. And that is all.
I do not camp. I prefer the solitude of four walls and darkness forever. But now that I don't have my walls, there's a lot to like about the outdoors. I could go camping.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, Javi. That just makes my heart happy.
I would never live where you lived.
Oh,
I've seen that. That is not for me. Way too many people.
that's all right.
Too much magic.
Fly!
Be the wind! It's gonna be a new catchphrase.
I love it.
Be the wind, Jai! No, I don't think I need much.
And just as you, Chai, you've seen my memories. We lived most of our life in somewhat of a camping state, though our tents were finer and built for more permanent, campsites, so it's perhaps a little bit more convenient than just a pop-up campsite, but indeed I am quite capable and enjoy camping. However, I will say, in an ideal situation, you're finding somewhere more structured to stay in, wherever you end up, an inn or, some sort of shed. I don't know. But that just was never compatible with the mobile lifestyle I desired.
Honestly, of all three of your characters, I think that Chai would probably have the most high maintenance camping setup, considering you're in a fort and cooking and stuff. I would say Zell, but after seeing like your campsite all torn apart,
I probably am the most high maintenance. Probably.
I don't know. His answer was basically like, your way of camping kind of sucks compared to mine. So
Yeah, that's really how it came across.
Kind of what he said.
that's what I think that is verbatim, actually.
edit that in.
All right, so now
I hate how you camp.
So now we're getting,
But just-
I'll cut your
yeah,
words
yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I get it.
For the second round, centered around connection, there will be 3 cards this round, 1 for each of you. However, you will vote on who is going to answer the question. If we have a 3-way tie, I'll be the decision-making person, I guess. Or we could roll for it. This question is, are you lying to yourself about anything?
Sweet.
Absolutely not. I've never been in denial.
Actually,
Thank you. Next.
you were the only one that was onto something. We all thought you were lying
so
yourself.
we're
the whole
voting?
time.
Is that how you want to
can't
do it?
believe
Yeah,
that.
let's
1, 2, 3 points.
That caught me off guard.
Dude, what a freaking twist, man.
Yeah, let's do a
The
1,
whole-
2, 3 point of who we want to answer this question. Okay?
'Kay.
Yeah.
I won't vote unless there's a tie.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
That's 2
Alex?
votes for Javi. So,
I mean,
Javi,
Javi.
are you lying to yourself about anything? Feel free to get as deep as you like.
Man, I was thinking you were gonna vote her too. I want to find out what happened to her kid.
Oh.
And I'm assuming you know, but I don't know if you know.
I don't want to say I'm lying, but I don't really know how I died. And I'm pretty sure I escaped my cave. And I'm pretty sure I hurt a lot of people. But I don't really remember. And I think it was in that instance that I might have died, but I can't remember it happening. And I have a suspicion that it didn't go how I think it did. But I can't remember. So maybe there's a chance I'm a killer. I don't know.
You were in a terrible situation. Like,
I find that shocking. I would.
I'll tell you this. I never killed anybody with my own hands before that day. And I still don't know if I did. But I know I wanted to.
I don't know if you'll see this as a good or a bad thing, but we might be finding out more about how that all went down eventually. Who knows? Depends on where the portals take us, I guess.
We will see. I'll go in that one alone. I don't want that out there. He puts people in the soul jails, and we don't need to see that one. I don't really know if I want to know that bad.
I just tried to do your accent in Zell's accent.
That double layered. That's like Inception stuff, dude. You can't go that deep. You might not come back out.
Zelbarat. Wilderton.
Wilderton.
Yes, if we entered that memory, you'd have to be like, everyone, please, close your eyes. No, I can't.
I don't know how to do the double.
You can.
The second question for this round, what question are you trying to answer most in your life right now? Or your death? On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Zelbarath. 2 for Zelly.
Sorry.
All right.
I want to know where you're going next,
Aren't
dude.
you inquisitive? No. Well, I mean, of course, my first and foremost question would be, where is Delry? That is the one I wish to solve the most, but, you know, there are those attached to it, such as what happened before I got, well, I mean, hopefully you're caught up on the memories, but before I got the scroll. And then, while I remain hopeful, and it would not deter me from my primary objective, I still wish to search whether or not that memory had any sort of falsehoods.
For our final question of round 2, we're going to go to Chai since you haven't been voted yet. Do you think your image of yourself matches the image other people see you as?
Ooh.
I'm actually glad we're doing these in character.
Ooh.
Right?
I don't want to answer these for real.
Right?
I don't even want to. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. I wouldn't usually admit this under most circumstances, but I put a lot of effort into the way that I present myself. and the things that I say and the way that I behave. So I would hope that people perceive me the way I want to be perceived. Now, I'm gonna guess that there's some discrepancies here and there, but more than a lot of things in and apparently out of my lifetime, I've cared a lot about people seeing me as a good and helpful person. And I guess I'm a little surprised that didn't leave me after life. It's hard to say how other people look at me, but I'm doing my darndest to try to keep up appearances, we'll say. The end.
Oh, and that is all.
And that is all.
Dang, I already
And that is all.
forgot the rule.
And that
I
is
didn't
all.
do it either.
All right. Love it. I love getting to know your guys' characters
Love
more.
it.
So
Yeah,
this
actually, this is
third
good.
level is the deepest of the deck, and we're going to do one, and we'll go around in a circle, just like round one. Okay? I'm excited that this is for everyone. I'm going to flip it, and you're going to answer it about the other two people at the table. Okay?
Okay.
What do you think this person should know about themselves that they are perhaps unaware of?
Ooh. Am I starting?
You're starting. So for
I'm gonna
Javi
think
and
on that
Zell,
Hold on.
what do you think they should know about themselves that you believe that they are unaware of? That Zell is dead.
If we had
Sorry, bud.
recorded this a
Yeah,
teeny
yeah,
bit earlier,
just a little earlier, like, bro.
this would have been a
Come
freaking
on.
intervention.
yeah.
Oh, man.
We're not really strangers. Intervention.
Weird. All the questions are.
Whoa, they're all pointed at you, Zell. It says Zell at the top.
I'm gonna start with you, Zell. When you care about somebody as much as you do to your wife and your kid, Delry, that can't possibly go unnoticed. Clearly a lot of things have happened in your life, and I'm not sure where Delry is or what happened and whose fault it was and all those nitty-gritty details. But there is no way that somebody who cares so much about those people that they don't know that. And sometimes I wonder if you worry whether or not they know that. So, while knowing relatively little about your life, I just think that you should remember that Delry and your wife really do know that you care about them.
Well, thank you, Chai. That is helpful. Well, I do believe I know that. Of course, there's always those questions, and then you think of your mistakes and how they might have affected that. But it is appreciated.
Javi, I find you to be a very interesting creature.
Creature. Of course.
And I think that your intelligence does not escape me. I am very aware that you are a very smart human being.
I am not human. I'm a creature.
It's all one
I
and
am
the
not
same.
human, though.
Believe me, it's all one and the same. I might as well have just called you a houseplant. It's all the same.
Javi the houseplant.
Javi the houseplant.
We need to get. We need
Come
to
back.
get
Way to go.
this
Yeah, it's good.
succulent. This succulent is Javi the houseplant.
We
If
need
anybody-
a new
your hair.
If
houseplant.
anybody wants to polymorph me into a plant, then that'll just be how Javi ends.
It's the same.
And then you just put him
Just put
right
in
here.
your chair.
the
up on
entire
this pedestal.
the entire personality of Javi, it's all the same. I think that in your brain, where sometimes the wires seem a little bit crossed, no offense, I think that there's a lot there that we haven't seen and that maybe you don't even see. I feel like you've got intelligence and perception and memories and emotion that don't really come to the surface, and I'm not sure if that's by your choice or not. But I think that you are somebody where there is more than meets the eye.
I hate to disappoint you.
That's exactly how I would imagine how you're
I hate to
responding.
disappoint you. This is all. Jai, I don't know if you know this about yourself, or I don't know if you don't believe it, but I believe you're a very good mother in life. From the things I've seen, the things you've done for the rest of us that you barely know, I can only imagine what you would do with your own children, on childs. Whether you know it or not, I believe you were a very good mother. And
Thank
still
you,
are a very
Javi.
good mother.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Keep those meatballs coming.
Sure will.
Zill, same idea. I see some confidence, maybe issues in some of your memories. I believe you were a good protector. Protection is at your core. I see it. I see that. I don't know if you believe it, but I have seen that you are a very good protector.
Well, thank you.
Except when it comes to your son.
Cut it. I was just kidding.
Wind knocked out of you.
I gotta go home now.
And that is all.
Jai, as I'm sure you're aware, your approach to life and your demeanor is sort of the backbone of the morale for a party. But that would carry even if you were to hit a hard spot and perhaps lose that powerful presence you have. And I think if ever you did have a faltering moment, you should know that I believe the party would rise on the occasion. It would have a lingering effect that would empower us throughout, so I hope you know that you don't always have to hold up the, struggling with my words, but that you don't always have to help carry the team's morale. Javi, I spoke a little bit earlier of how resourceful it was to use your smaller stature as an advantage to be able to fit more neatly into a large contraption that makes you so powerful. I know you think you're a great crafter and creator, because that's what you've done. But seeing you, now knowing that you had spent most of your life only being able to craft and create, I wonder if you know how resourceful you will truly become when you have more experience now that you are out beyond those four walls. Because if you've only been out for what? A few days, maybe weeks? I know not how long you had roamed the astral plane. Think of what a year or 2 years of experience would mean. Well, I must go.
That's good timing. That concludes our speed run of We're Not Really Strangers in character. How do we feel about it?
Good.
Yeah? I thought it was good.
Maybe a little more
I liked it.
backstory
Yeah,
out.
anybody who
It's
thinks
kinda
they can
fun.
skip over this, like they're going to miss out on a couple nuances that I feel like came out today. So I thought it was really fun. So thank you for ingesting this content, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And we will have more Knocked Prone episodes coming next week.
One last thing.
Yeah.
10 seconds or less. Why do you think you were put together as a party?
I definitely believe it's fate, and I know that might sound a little bit cliche, but I don't think that a group of people this odd would just be put together by some happenstance.
I believe we've all been wronged by the same people. And not by necessarily fate, but by design we were all brought here together.
To follow along Javi's, we've already found connections between mine, Javi's, and Talroth's backstory, and I believe we will soon see something from Chai's that will tie it all together.
Find out next time on Knocked
Dun,
Prone.
dun, dun!
Thank you for being here, and we hope you remember when life knocks you flat on your back. All you got to do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your afterlife.